Hi, this is Dr. Eric Westman with Adapt Your Life Live about holidays, holiday eating, holiday issues. Hola, por favor. Sí.
Por acá, por favor.
Sí.
Disfrute.
Gracias.
De nada.
A lot of people go out to eat over the holidays, and it's just fine. Of course, you just want to stay away from the carbs. So when you're out at a Mexican restaurant,
Hi, how are you?
good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Can I get you something to drink?
Just water would be fine. And I guess I could order already. Could I have the lunch fajitas, and then no rice or beans?
What would you like as a side order?
2 pico de gallo salad on the side. Yeah, and then I'd like the green sauce on it, please. Yeah.
And then what kind of fajitas? Chicken, steak, egg?
Oh, the mix, tejanas, we call it, yeah. And then no tortilla, please.
No tortillas.
Thanks. So that's one way to eat at a restaurant, Mexican restaurant. Just stay away from it. Well, of course, you have to say no gracias to the chips. So I'm going to put them to the other side of the table, even after 20 years of not eating many carbs. They seem to call my name. Hello, Sharon. How are you doing? Hey, Glenn and Yale. Great to see you. So what about the holidays? It's starting here in the U.S. Halloween next week, then Thanksgiving in November, and then December with Christmas, New Year's, and then there's Valentine's Day, and then there's Easter. It's kind of like a monthly hit each month. So the tragic thing, I've seen people do really well throughout the year, and then they come to the holidays right about this time and they get sucked back into eating carbohydrates. And remember, it's the carb's fault, it's not yours. And so the best thing is just not to get sucked back into the carbs, to stay away from them. The harsh reality is sometimes I've seen people lose 50 pounds and then gain 50 pounds over the holiday season if they're unable to control the carb eating. So that, just be forewarned. Now, some people will actually just avoid the carbs. Great. Other things to do is to have just a holiday, meaning you give yourself permission to eat carbs on that day, and then the next day you get right back on. But as a friend of mine in Idaho says, Dr. Rader, he says, I don't want the holiday to become a Halla week, and I don't want the Halla week to become a Halla month. And that is the reality of what we see for those who get sucked back into eating carbohydrates. Hey, Sharon. Oh, fantastic. Down another 83 pounds since the 50-pound celebration. Oh, that's great. There's a little quirk in our clinic, and that is it's clinic policy that when you get to a certain point, like 50 pounds lost, you get a song. And so actually today, someone, I make people come up with a favorite song. So we found a song. It was an old gospel tune that his mom used to sing, and so we sang that. Today there just happens to be a piano in the break room at the clinic. So last week we did the, I remember he said, you know the movie Beetlejuice? And they had that table, and so it was the boat song, banana boat song, a day out. So we did that last time. Anyway, so you have to celebrate along the way as things go. So back to the Halloween coming up. Now, there are a lot of great things just on the internet where you can make your own Halloween treats. A lot of really creative, using deviled eggs with little eyeballs on them, and I mean, to make scary things. So if you are able to make your own treats, just check for some ideas that other people have come up with. Of course, this summer, in the last year, keto is the buzzword for foods that are low in carbohydrate, friendly for a ketogenic diet, or the first phase of a low-carb diet that many of my patients are doing and that I instruct them to do. So, or if you want to hand out things, one of the great ideas to hand out on Halloween, it's not like people are not going to get, or kids aren't going to get candy. So hand out a fun toy, a little quirky thing that kids might have fun with, and at the end of the night, you're just not adding to the mounds of candy. The other thing that was really creative is just have one day, again, that holiday kind of thing, and the next day you just get rid of all the candies and don't make it linger on, and you minimize the damage. So kind of as a big theme, remember, carbs aren't poison. You've been eating them a long time, but it's best to just stay away. If you want to give yourself permission for a challah meal, a holiday, go ahead and do that. But keep in mind, it does sometimes suck people back in to eating carbs for the whole holiday season and regaining weight. After doing this about 20 years, I feel comfortable having periodic carbs, and I don't get sucked back into them like I used to. So every year gets a little easier. If this is your first holiday season, it's okay. That's kind of the hardest one. Carbs seem to come out of the woodwork everywhere, so just try to avoid them as best you can. If you're in charge of cooking for the holiday and you have people who eat carbs come into your house, the rest of the family, no worries. You can always eat the old things that you made. I hear, well, I have to have mom's, sweet potato pie or something, and you just have a taste. So there's really no forbidden food. It's just that if something has carbs, you can't have much of it because it will stop your fat burning. Remember, the carbs you eat become the carbs you burn. And so if you want to burn fat, don't eat carbs because you have to burn the carbs. So, but if you have just a taste, which is a spoonful or a forkful, you're not going to have more than 5 carbs, because a spoonful or a forkful of sugar, if it would stay on the fork, has about 5 carbs. So that's again the 5 gram, 5 carb, total carb rule of thumb. Just a taste of something will be fine through the holidays. If you're going to grandma's house and you can't, not take the food, if it would be rude, I hear that all the time. As time goes on and you become people watching you and they want to follow what you do, it'll become easier and easier, and then people ask you what you're doing. At a recent conference, we talked about how there's usually a 6 to 12 month lag of people following what you do. So if you don't have support at first, it's fine. What people will probably do is ask you then, what are you doing? How can I do it? And ask you to become the expert. We have people who fix their family, fix their friends, even the workplace, and that's a fine thing to do. Hello, Yosemia. You're going to treat yourself to sweet potatoes, no sugar added. Fabulous. And over the holidays, of course, or as time goes on, you might be comfortable with having chocolate. There are ways to get chocolate which is low carb, no sugar added. One of the things in our area are these low carb protein shakes that truly don't look at the net carbs on the front, but look at the total carb on the back. You might have a 5 gram, 5 carb chocolate shake as your chocolate fix. And or you can make a 5 gram chocolate shake into a 2.5 gram chocolate shake by drinking half of it. Yeah. If you have a 20 gram chocolate bar and it's in 10 pieces, each piece has 2 carbs. Now, if you can't control it, you eat the whole shebang, then it's too soon. I don't want you to have those things, but every now and then you feel left out. Other people are having lots of carbs. You might treat yourself to just a little bit using the 5 carb rule of just a taste, or getting chocolate by just having a little bit of it. I kind of toggled back to a thing that I liked growing up, and it's having those really little individually wrapped Andes mints. Now, do you remember those? They still exist, and they're individually wrapped. You just take one out, you leave the whole box up in the cupboard, you walk away, it's like you're having the whole thing. Lint truffle balls have that effect for me as well. But remember, I've done this a long time, but I was just as hardcore sugar addict as anyone, raised with Halloween candy and the classic stealing money from your parents to go out and buy sugar. I thought everyone did that. Here we're talking about holidays coming up, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. If you have any questions, please let me know as we go. I'm waiting here at my Mexican restaurant across the way. I'm looking forward to the salsa verde, the hot stuff, and as I mentioned, I'm avoiding having those carb monsters there. If I eat one chip, I'll eat the whole thing, or then they'll bring another basket. So best to avoid the triggers like that. Well, so it's been a fascinating summer and a great summer with keto conferences going on. They're going to be happening next year as well. The different conferences, be sure to check them out. Of course, Adapt Your Life is distributing and now available again are the first generation Adapt Your Life bars that are truly 2 total carbs per bar, and they're back available online at adaptyourlife.com. You might notice the new name called Keto Bars. So those are the first generation Adapt Your Life bars. Very popular, great. They were launched last year. There are also some new protein bars that are a little higher in carbs, but they're very tasty. They're the fat shots, which are now called the collagen shots. And then the Adapt cereal, which is very popular based on some nuts, crushed nuts. The other exciting thing is that Adapt products are now available in Europe. The companies worked really hard to get distribution in other countries, and now through Low-Carb Megastore in Europe, you can now get the Adapt Your Life products. So please take advantage of that. It's been a great company to help support and be a part of at adaptyourlife.com. I'm also excited about another new company to help teach people how to do this at a distance. It's called healclinics.com. So if you need a little extra coaching, a little extra education, check out healclinics.com, set up to train you anywhere if you don't have a medical problem. If you do have a medical problem and need clinical support, then we're launching clinics around the country to allow you to have that too. But the teaching and instruction and individual support is is now available online from healclinics.com as well. I hate to tell you, thanks Sharon, that the protein bars are already out of stock. I know there's been a lot of people, there was a long waiting list to get the bars again because they were so popular. So please be patient. I'm sure the Adapt Your Life team will take care of you very quickly. So what do I have here? Remember, we're talking about holiday eating, and eating out is very common. The Mexican restaurant here has very nice fajitas, lunch fajitas, so I don't have to not eat everything. And then I didn't get the beans and rice, so no frijoles or arroz, but I have the pico de gallo salad over here. And I kind of escalated my heat index to green sauce, although I'd like a little red sauce too. Put that on there as well. So, if people say that they don't know what to eat, they're getting bored, there's no need to be bored or not know what to eat or run out of ideas. This is a great way of living, a great way of eating. And Glenn at Adapt Your Life is now saying protein bars are back online from today. So Sharon, check it out again. Hello, Carolyn from Southern West Virginia. I hope that's helpful. Check out all of the great information at adaptyourlife.com, at healclinics.com, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday. If you get off track, get right back on. Don't let the holiday become a Halla week or a Halla month, but do enjoy this time of year. What a great time of year. And till the next time.